All right, what is up, everybody? Today we are talking about how to date. And dating is something that is over talked about in the church or just not talked about at all in the church. And dating is so interesting because we don't just open our Bible and there's a verse on how we should date, because dating didn't actually exist back then. There's some great verses on marriage, and we can see these incredible marriages in the Bible. I think of Ruth and Boaz, but there's not a specific Bible verse on how to date or the best way to do it. And so I spent so many years just not dating well, just dating girls who looked really good on the outside, but didn't always treat me well on the inside. I've spent time just really trying to think about this subject. And as I prayed and thought about dating over the years before I met my wife, what Jesus really said to me is look for the best person who is going to be your life partner. When we look at the Bible, when we look at marriages, that's really what it is Adam and Eve. Eve was a partner for Adam, that they can go through life together. And one of my favorite quotes is by a guy named Tim Keller, and he says, marriage should make you holy, not just happy. And so when we look for a partner, because that is the goal of dating, is marriage, if we look at it through a biblical lens, is we want to find somebody who is going to help us grow, who's going to help us to grow closer to Jesus, who's going to help us to be with our kids and raise a family. That's what we should be looking towards. And it's hard if you're sitting here and you're like, I'm 12, 13, 14, or 15. I'm not thinking about marriage. Well, maybe one way is, maybe it's not the best time to date, but it's the best time to grow yourself. Maybe it's the best time to learn to just have conversations with people of the opposite sex. Maybe it's the best time to have friends who are girls, and you can get to know how they think and act, and that will set you up for success in your future dating endeavors. Maybe you're 17 and 18 and you're like, okay, I'm starting to think about this more, and all of my other friends are dating and I really want to date. The goal is that we're not like everybody else, but the goal is that we're trying to be like Jesus. And so just because everybody else is dating doesn't mean you have to. And I'm not against dating at all. I think there's some beautiful things in dating, some beautiful lessons that we can learn when we're going on dates and getting to know people and really looking for that person that God has called us to be with. And so hopefully those are some helpful tips for you when it comes to dating. You don't need to be like everybody else. Be yourself, get to know people. All it really is just a conversation, getting to know other people. But the best way to date is God's way, and it's to date somebody who is seeking after him with all of their heart, who you are running in this race and they're not behind you, but you look over and they are right beside you, running close to Jesus, just like you. I hope that helps. If this video helped you, go ahead and subscribe and share this video with a friend. We'll see you next time.